Hi there, this is Dawn with Advice Chicks, and this is our Solopreneur Spotlight Mess to Success Stories series, which is relatively new. It's all about our climb to success and the obstacles that we turn into opportunities. And with me today, I have got Julie Lowe with Socially Aligned, and I'm very excited to learn about her story and share that with you today. Hi there, Julie, how are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you. Thank you for taking the time. We all know as solopreneurs how hard it is to juggle all the tasks, and we wear so many hats. So I know that time is such a big issue, and we're really thankful that you could spend some of that with us here today. So can you just tell us a little bit about Socially Aligned and what you do?
Sure. Socially Aligned is a business that I started last year, and I create social media strategies. Specifically, I like to focus on helping entrepreneurs. And the strategies are really sort of a blueprint or a roadmap to help people guide their social media marketing activities, because I found that so many people, they get started and they're just kind of throwing stuff out there and hoping for the best, but they don't have any sort of a real plan. And then they think social media just doesn't work, but it's really the lack of a plan that's their problem. And so I focus a lot on building strategies for entrepreneurs, and then I also have a group coaching program. I've always had a passion for teaching. I love teaching people things, and I love social media, so it was a perfect fit. And I realized that some people, they're not quite ready for that strategy. What they need first is some help with the technical aspects and getting things optimized, and they're just really overwhelmed by all the choices out there. So I started the group coaching program to help people, kind of get soup to nuts, like everything they need to know about getting started on social media or optimizing what they already have.
But nice. And I was going to ask you, because I saw a statistic recently that said 60% of small business owners do not feel like social media is working for them. And so you say that it's because they don't have a plan. When you go into it with your typical client, are most of your clients solopreneurs or small businesses? And how do we differ? How does your plan, like what kind of an angle do you take? Is it an individualized approach with each business?
Yeah, it really is. I still work full time actually, in addition to running my business, and I've been doing marketing and advertising for about 14 years with a focus on social media for 4 years. And I work for a small business, and I know for a fact that social media definitely does work and can be extremely powerful, especially I think for entrepreneurs and small businesses, because it's so much more affordable than really any other type of advertising you do. I mean, most entrepreneurs can't afford a TV commercial or even a radio spot or something like that. So it's super affordable. And the thing is, there's all these things that if you don't know, then your costs are going to could get pretty high even with social media. But if you know all the tips and tricks, if you know how to run Facebook ads more effectively, you can really grow your business very, very affordably, which can be so powerful because for solopreneurs, if anybody's like me, I don't have much of a budget. I don't have a ton of money to waste. I need to really maximize every dollar I have. So, I think saving people on that learning curve so that you're not struggling for so long and trying to figure things out on your own and wasting your money. If you can have a really good plan in place or some really good education to kind of, shorten that learning curve, I think that can be invaluable. And for the strategies, it's definitely customized. I don't do anything cookie cutter at all. It's really individualized to the business because every single business is really going to have to approach social media a little bit different because their audience is different and the platforms that they need to use are totally different. Facebook is pretty standard. I love Google Plus for SEO reasons, but then beyond that, it really has to get customized for the networks and just the approach that you take. So it's all very, very customized. And then with the group coaching, I do Q&A so that I can answer any individual questions that might come up.
Yeah, and I imagine that the group coaching probably helps you greatly, like it works hand in hand with managing your social media for your clients as far as like you're getting kind of some market research, like what comes up and what problems people have so that you can apply that to your clients. And one of the things that I observe as far as social media, and this is my opinion, but a lot of people use it as a marketing tool and it kind of comes across purely as marketing. And to me, social media is all about relationships. What's your philosophy on that?
No, I agree. I think sometimes people are, well, either they're one way or the other. Either it's sell, 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 and they are constantly just trying to push their products and services, and it's all buy, 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 and that does not fly on social media. I mean, you don't go on social media to find deals and to interact with a company. You go to interact with your friends and family, and to share things about your life. So if somebody's too overly assertive and all about the sales, that's not going to work. But then some people are afraid to sell at all, and that's a problem too. I've seen that before where they think, oh, I can't sell on Facebook. And so then they just, share a lot of quotes and things and never offer their products. There's really got to be a mix. You are doing marketing. You do need to offer your services and let people know. I mean, the reason they're following you is because they're interested in your business and what you have to offer. So it is totally fine to sell sometimes. Just don't be super aggressive about it. An 80-20 mix can be a good rule. 80% of the time, pure value and content, 20% of the time, sell. If anything, my philosophy is that your number one goal on social media should be to provide just a ton of value. It's not possible to provide too much value. So that should be your number one goal. Provide a ton of value, know what pain points your customer has, what are their problems, what are they struggling with that you can help them with, and then lay it all out there. Answer every question that you ever get from a customer. And I don't think you can over-deliver. Don't worry that you're going to give too much and then not have anything to sell if you're a service provider, because if they realize that you know what you're talking about and you're providing them a ton of value, then they're naturally going to come to you for more help and for more information. So if anything, try to over-deliver and just provide a ton of value.
Fabulous advice, and I think that is very valuable for all the entrepreneurs, solopreneurs watching, is to in your social media efforts to have that balance between the marketing and having fun and making the connections and the relationships. So let's talk about you and how you got to where you are. How did you get into social media? You say you were in advertising and marketing for 14 years, is that right?
That's right, yeah. And I actually went to a conference last year about this time of year. So my company is almost a year old. But I went to Social Media Marketing World, which is the largest social media conference in the world, and it was in San Diego. And I went for my job, and I was just there purely to learn more, because I'm always trying to do continuing education. And I met so many great entrepreneurs and small business owners that were there not because they're social media people, but because they needed to learn more to help grow their businesses with social media. So I had these they have a lot of networking. So I had these great conversations with these entrepreneurs, over drinks after hours, like talking about Pinterest plans. And, there's a guy somewhere with a complete Pinterest plan on a cocktail napkin, and I had so much fun brainstorming with people and just discussing new ideas after being in the same niche for so long, working for the same company. I hadn't really gotten to think about all the different ways that different types of businesses could use social media. So I had so much fun doing that. I was like, I want to do this all the time. I want to help more people. And I came home, and within a couple of weeks, I had my website, and I started blogging, and I started my Facebook page. But honestly, I had no plan. I just knew I wanted to help people, and I was just so fired up about it and so passionate about this idea that I wanted to help more people instead of just one business. And I really didn't know what form that was going to take. So talk about mess to success. It was a mess because I was all over the place. I really had no business plan at all. It was really more freelance sort of work more than anything to begin with. And so I just started trying to help, whoever I could, kind of randomly picked up clients. And then, and then I started getting to the point where I was super busy. I was working, I work all day, and then I get the kids to bed at night, and then I would stay up really late doing all this random work. But I wasn't making much money because I didn't have a real plan in place and not a good pricing structure. So I got to the point where I realized, I need help if this is going to be a real business. And by the end of the year last year, I realized I wanted it to be a real business, realized I needed help. So got a business coach at that point and totally restructured my business and dove in. But to sort of answer your question more directly, it was really just the idea. I love social media, and it sounds silly, like, it's just social media, but really have seen firsthand the difference it can make in somebody's business and the revenue that it can bring in, and just how powerful it can be to help you grow your business. And so it makes me so happy to hear the success stories when the plans really help people, or if they've been struggling with something and I explain it and they're like, oh, like the light bulb went off, like I couldn't figure this out and finally I get it. Like, I love that, to just help people so they don't have to struggle. And so I think it's just a mixture of loving to help people and then seeing that impact that social really can make on a small business or for an entrepreneur.
Yes, and I agree. I think it is so powerful, and it's a really great way to get your business out there and to make connections, and it's fun. It really is a fun thing to do. And so, having children and being a solopreneur and hearing you talk about kind of how you muddled through it and you didn't have a plan, I think we all can relate to that. I think we have to kind of experience it, and we teach what we know. And so along the way, being able to juggle all those things, what would you say is your biggest challenge in trying to balance?
Oh, it's not easy for sure, especially working full-time and trying to build a business on the side. And at first, if you had have asked me a year ago, would you ever start your own business, I would have said, oh no, I can't do that. I don't know anything about business, and I couldn't possibly do that. So I did have some, sort of self-limiting beliefs that I had to overcome, and my business coach helped me with that as well. But I think you have to, number one, find something that you're really passionate about, and then not be afraid to get help. I think especially as women, we feel like, we got to do it all, like we're like trying to be Superwoman or something, and especially when you don't have a big budget, you think, well, I can figure it out, and I'll just, I'll try to figure that out and not get help and do it on my own. But it really slows you down. And so I think sometimes we just have to not be scared to ask for help. There's nothing wrong with asking for help, and you don't have to know how to do everything. Focus on what you're passionate about and what you're really good at, and then get help with those other areas. So if you need help with business structure or pricing, get a business coach. If you're struggling with marketing and social media, get some training in that. There's a lot of things. We get in this mindset of free, like there's so much free information on the internet, so we just start trying to gather, all the free information we can. But free will only take you so far. So I think it's really important to reach out to experts in any industry, no matter what you're trying to learn, because you're really going to shorten that learning curve and get successful much faster. And then for small tasks, to get a VA or something like that, so that you're not wasting time on things that are not really growing your business. I think that can be hugely impactful. And, just don't feel like you have to figure it out all on your own. And if you feel all on your own, find Facebook groups and that are full of entrepreneurs and connect with people. I think that's so invaluable, because I don't know a lot of entrepreneurs in my day-to-day life. I know maybe one or two. And so if you have somebody that you can connect with, even if it is online, you can build amazing relationships and build that support system that I think is so important, because otherwise I think it's so easy to get overwhelmed growing a business and think, oh, I'm terrible at this, it's just not going well. But then if you can talk to somebody else going through the same thing, it just makes you feel so much better to have that support system, and it can really, help you in so many ways. So I think, get that support system, don't be afraid to ask for help, and get training whenever you need it, and just, surround yourself with other people with the same mindset.
Very, very good advice. I've always been told, to get to where you want to be, you surround yourself with people who are already there, or at least have that mindset. They're there in their vision. So, and you've touched on some really great points. I think you're right. I know every generation has had their challenges, but as women and solopreneurs and mothers, and trying to balance all of our different compartments of our lives, I think that society has placed such a value on that do-it-yourself and being super mom, and we should be able to do everything. And it is impossible. We should be asking for help, and there's nothing wrong with that. And we should be paying for it too. There's there's a great value in spreading that money around and investing. You're really investing in yourself. So you've really touched on some great points. I'm sure that there are tons of women and other solopreneurs out there, men and women alike, that can really relate. And so thank you so much for sharing all of that. I know that you have a special offer that you could share with everybody watching today. Will you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I actually have a digital project or product called, it's a Power Editor class, Power Editor Master Class. And for anybody that's not familiar with Power Editor, that's a tool that you can use in Facebook to build your Facebook ads. And it's extremely powerful. It can get you much more targeted results and much better conversions on your ads. And so I'm recording that in a couple of weeks. And so right now it's on sale at a pre-launch price, so it's a little bit more affordable. And it is going to be really in-depth, really thorough tutorial where I'll screen share and walk everybody step by step through how to set up their ads in Power Editor and how to optimize everything. The exact ad types that I've used to grow a Facebook page 10,000% in the past 4 years. And right now we're getting fans for as little as 8 cents per like and just spending $5 per day. So I've definitely seen some great results. And I love this course because when I tried to learn Power Editor on my own a year ago, it's a beast. If you've ever used it before, it's a beast to learn. And being self-taught, I wanted to pull my hair out. It was a real struggle. So I love teaching this class because it really takes the stress out of it, so people don't have to guess what to do and they don't have to struggle through it. It's not a user-friendly interface. So I really love this class because I really think it's going to be powerful for anyone that does Facebook ads. And so it's on sale right now, and you can get that sale price, but then as a special bonus for anyone listening to this, I'm going to add on another class. It's actually the first class in my group coaching series, and it's basically everything you need to know about setting up and optimizing a Facebook page. So everything I think you should do to kind of SEO optimize your Facebook page, how to set everything up, all the settings I recommend, how to schedule posts, sort of soup to nuts on Facebook, Facebook 101, I guess. And that is a 90-minute video. And so that's a $125 value, and I'm going to add it on for free for anybody that buys the Power Editor course before, let's say, April 30th.
Fantastic. And you can find that on your website, is that right?
Yes, I'll probably give you a link to that because it's sort of a long URL. It's going to be a little hard to find. So I'll give you a link to post with the video.
Okay, great. And the root directory of her site, her homepage, we also will have that in the description of the video so that you can find Julie, and her Facebook page will be in the description of the video as well. So we'll make it very easy to find and connect with Julie. And she has been so kind to share not only her expertise in helping solopreneurs, entrepreneurs with their social media, but also in sharing her story and how she got to where she is, which is just so inspirational. And I encourage everybody watching today to please connect with Julie and get to know her a little bit better. Thank you so much, Julie, for being here tonight.
Thanks so much for having me on.
Okay. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you on the next Solopreneur Spotlight.